Hi everybody, this is TJ Kopcha. I am your professor this coming semester. The course is Edit 6170E. It's called Instructional Design. It is online. And so I wanted to provide a couple of recordings to help get you set up and going in the course. This video in particular focuses on the ELC, which is our learning management system. That's your home base. You're going to find a lot of materials there that you need: readings, syllabus, learning plan, all the things that you need. You'll communicate through that. You'll submit assignments through that. So I wanted to give a brief introduction to how to get there, how to log in, do all that stuff, and then we'll move on. The next video actually takes you through what the course is and how to use some of the materials, the learning plan, the syllabus. It explains what's due, when it's due, and that sort of thing. So again, this focuses on the ELC and what's in there. The last thing I want to say, I'm making this video for fall 2015, but I'm going to reuse it in future versions. So if you're not in fall 2015, you may find that there's some discrepancies between the way the ELC looks to you versus how it was in fall 2015. Some things might not be in exactly the same spot as what you see on the screen, but the general idea will be there about logging in, what to find, where to find it, what it might be called relatively, and that sort of thing. Okay. All right. I'm going to move away from the video here, and we're going to go to Google, and I'll show you what to do. Okay, several years ago, not too long ago, we transitioned to the ELC from a different system. And well, we had an ELC, but we were not using the same tool. We are using Desire to Learn now, and we were using something different. So they created a link, the ELC new.uga.edu, and I still use it because I've been programmed to use it. It's just sort of in my brain. But if you ever get confused or you don't know where to go, you can always look up ELC UGA, and it will actually take you to the same place that other one would take you. This is new this semester. You can log in with a non-MyID login, but we're going to use a MyID login, and that is your username, and you do want to provide a password. I'll move this away briefly while I type in my password. Okay, not now. There we go, and I'll move it back now. So you can see that I am in the system. Okay. I want to point out right off the bat, there is right here help. Lots of help. The most important one, I think, is your computer ready? If you haven't checked your computer, by all means do that. It'll check to make sure that you have right sound levels, that you can hear, that you can speak, that your microphone is working, and that sort of thing. Now, this particular course was listed in a very odd way. 6170 at this point in time is cross-listed with an upper-level undergrad course, 4170. And so that's what you see here, 4170E. But you can see I've taught this class before, and it does sometimes come up as Edit 6170E Instructional Design. All right, that was from fall 13. So again, if you're in the future, so to speak, you're looking for 6170, and hopefully this confusion over 4170 doesn't occur again. Okay, when you click on it, it takes you right in. Any news will be displayed here. I haven't used the news in the past, but that doesn't mean I won't start. You can see the content briefly. That's not all of the content. Okay, and I'm going to show you a different way to navigate through the content. My go-to in the ELC is this upper bar right here. And this is where I navigate from, and I think it's, I don't know. You'll develop your own preferences, but I think that's how I started, and so that's how it goes for me. But let's start with content. Again, this content browser only shows you the first 6 or 7 items in the content, but actually there's quite a few more things here. So I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to direct your attention to the way that this is laid out. It was a little confusing to the last group who took it, but I can't think of a better way to do it, and so you're just going to have to bear with it until you get the hang of where things are. What you'll see most immediately are the syllabus and learning plan. There's a link there, and when you click on those, you'll see them all here. And I try and date them. You can see that I still have not uploaded the 2015 version of these, but they'll be there by the time class starts. These readings are actually readings that are in addition to your textbook. There is a textbook for the course, and I'll talk about that in the next video about getting ready for the course. Okay. The course is broken down into a series of instructional design activities, 4 of them to be precise. Those 4 activities actually keep moving you progressively towards the big project that's due at the end of the course. So you can find out more information about them here, and you can see that these are in Word. I try and do Word or PDF. I provided a slew of job aids to help you at each point in time. Each of those instructional design activities, there are job aids to help you tackle those, to remind you, pay attention to this, don't forget that. And I even provide sample work. I'm going to add more because I have more to add, but you can see this is where sample work will be found. So then why, after all that, do I then break it down week by week? Well, each week there's going to be a slideshow, and if it's an asynchronous class, I'll probably have a video presentation that I want you to view ahead of time. So for example, in week 1, here are the slideshows that go with the video presentations, and that's all you're going to find in each of these little containers. Like with task analysis, there's actually nothing. Course map, slides in video. Objectives doesn't have anything. Independent learning activity. So don't be surprised if some of these have nothing in them. It's really for those points in time where you need to access a set of slides and a set of videos. And fear not, these are actually also listed on the learning plan. So I'm going to click on one of these learning plans just to show you. Ignore the dates and things like that. But let me show you this guy. So I download that. How do I make it appear in here? Can I do that? No. So it's in my downloads, which in Safari is right here. You can see the learning plan just popped up. And I'll open that, and it's actually in, I'm going to zoom in so we can see that better. Right, so you can see I've got links. It tells you week by week. This week, this is the presentation. This is how we're meeting, asynchronous or synchronous. These are the videos to view and that sort of thing. So it's sort of a duplication of those. All right, so don't be shocked by that duplication. And also don't be shocked by the fact that within each of these weeks, sometimes you'll find things and sometimes you won't. And that's simply because sometimes there is a slideshow and sometimes there isn't. All right, we'll talk more about that in the next video, which sort of sets up the nuts and bolts of the class.